Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So we're going to begin here with a little bit of new financial system news. The fuse is most definitely lit. Any day now we can receive information from the judge saying we have a victory. Hopefully that's what we hear. But things are moving forward at light speed. And if we do have something like that occur, I mean, in conjunction with how much, we have regulations rolling out, new CBDC programs rolling out, we're definitely in for a boom. So hopefully things continue to go well. We have this article here on CNBC.com. It's titled Bank of Japan to launch pilot program for issuing digital yen in April. This has XRP written all over it. Why do I say that? It's going to be something interesting in this little article here. But the head of SBI Remit told us all that they believe that the entirety of Japan at some point would run on XRP. There's a reason why that individual said that. These types of CEOs, COOs, and presidents of companies, they never just speak off the top of their head. They speak from what advisors have told them. They've sat in multiple meetings. They have good reason to say certain things. So I take that very seriously. So XRP is in the game. In my humble opinion, XLM is also in the game. But let's read this little tidbit here and I'll elaborate further as we go along. Japan will start a pilot program in April to test the use of a digital yen, its central bank said on Friday, joining a growing number of countries seeking to catch up to frontrunner China in launching a central bank digital currency. The widely expected move follows 2 years of experiments. The Bank of Japan, they also had a very interesting experiment called Project Stella. Very, very interesting indeed. Very suspicious. The widely expected move follows 2 years of experiments by the Bank of Japan. BOJ has been conducting to decide whether to issue a CBDC. It also comes ahead of BOJ's leadership transition to academic Kazuo Ueda, who is expected to succeed incumbent Haruhiko Kuroda. Kuroda's second 5-year term ends in April. Quote, our hope is that the pilot program will lead, this is interesting, break that sentence down, will lead to improved designs through discussions with private businesses. Who are those private businesses? So much talk about XRP in Japan. They have a close relationship with Japan. Stellar also has a close relationship with Japan, many banks, right? The head of SBI Remit says they believe that all of Japan will run on XRP. Ripple is a private business. Then they say, we're hoping that the program leads to improved designs through discussion. That wouldn't be the implementation of XRP, would it? It could be. I'm not saying it's a guarantee. It's not a guarantee. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying there's a possibility. There's so much evidence. It may not happen immediately, like they said. Lead to. That means it's going to happen in degrees. It takes time, people. It takes time. But the possibility is definitely there. I believe it. That's how I feel. All right? That's just personally how I feel. I'm not speaking for anyone else. All right? But this is massive. They're moving forward at a lightning speed, a lightning pace. You think the fuse is not lit? I don't know what more to tell you. Regulations around the world, the rest of the world is ready to go off with the West or without the West. What do you think it's going to do to that price if Ripple is in deep in all these places? They're deep in Europe, they're deep in Asia, they're deep in Africa, they're deep in Japan, they're deep in Australia, all these banks in the UAE. Has never in history. I don't think people understand this. Never has there been an opportunity. That's why there's this big battle going on over crypto. You think that's happening because some people got some rug pulls? This stuff happens in many industries all the time. There's corruption everywhere. No, this is happening. They're conducting this war on crypto because that money is going to send some people to the elite status. Top of the top 1%, all that good stuff. New 1%, like Kai used to say in the comment section. New 1%, like for really. They're trying to make sure that money goes to them. They're squeezing out people so that money goes to them. I'm talking about the legacy system. They're going to come in and scoop up everything. They're making sure people get out. They've been squeezing them out left and right. But that's what this is all about. The biggest transfer of wealth of all time. We're witnessing the setup right now. It's crazy to me that so many people, they're impatient, they're frustrated. Life is hard no matter what. Whether you have crypto or not, life is going to be hard. No matter where you go, top, bottom, life is hard. I hate to break it to you. It doesn't get easier. Maybe you could buy a few more toys, a little bit more food, live excessively. It still doesn't make things easier. It's not going to bring you more love, bring some fake love. You still have to manage things. There's still going to be problems. Things are going to occur. Life is just difficult. You have to manage it and make life good for yourself. But the new financial system and all systems take time to roll out. That money is constantly building up. Are the people not seeing this? Am I the only one seeing this money build up? Trillions upon trillions upon trillions. There's never been anything like XRP. It's at the forefront. No one can deny that. I love all the bank coins. XRP is at the forefront because of how many banks and how many governments are in their pocket and what they stand to do. And they're chosen. Look at how they've been treated. The SEC went right after Ripple. Why? They could have went after anybody. They could have went after Stellar. Stellar was doing a lot. Especially when I first came into the crypto game, they were doing a lot. They didn't go after Stellar. They went right after Ripple. Right after Ripple. That on-demand liquidity is powerful. They understand what Ripple is about to become, a beast, a monster, the likes of which people don't really perceive that. They don't. They've been numbed. They've been worn down by life. They've been worn down by this war of attrition. They've lost a lot of belief. I can't control that. I know where I stand. That's it. But Ripple is going to become a monster, a beast. And it just happens that monster, that beast, that juggernaut is pushing XRP. It just happens. So everything that they're doing, those trillions and trillions that could flow through XRP, that price, definitely, there could be a rise in that price. I don't think people are ready for what's about to come. This is as simple as that. You don't have to buy any XRP. You don't have to have any XRP. And it wouldn't make a difference. It wouldn't even be a blip on the radar at all in any of these bank coins at all. None of them. They're all businesses, people. They're all there to take that big money. That's why they're getting in deep with all the governments and banks. Quietly behind the scenes. Sometimes they can't even keep it quiet. That's why they just come out and say it. Let's move on to this next article here. All right. Cointelegraph.com. They're literally telling the people we're rolling out the new financial system right now. We're rolling it out. They're telling you Russia to roll out CBDC pilot with real consumers in April. So it's a coincidence that everybody wants to roll out their CBDC pilots in 2023. You think that that's not a plan? They pretend to fight each other. They don't. These giant entities don't really have problems with each other. They control the good that they put out there and they control the bad. They control the bad of the image and the good of the image. It's all a show, folks. The whole world is a stage. There's no coincidences. They're all rolling out regulations at the same time, although they're letting the people know, hey, we want a globalist system. Then they show you they're all coming out with regulations around the same time in 2023. Australia, then Europe makes announcements, then Japan, all within the span of a few months. It's a plan. They plan this stuff out. Meanwhile, they're initiating the biggest beatdown in crypto we have ever seen. I've never seen anything like this. And it's more people getting shaken out than I've ever seen before. And they're doing it in conjunction with harsh economic circumstances. People are getting laid off left and right. They're losing their jobs left and right. No one's talking about it. Well, we've been talking about it for months. But the mainstream and the masses don't care. Their businesses are closing down. They're doing it at the time where the people are weak and hurting. Why? There's a reason for that. And when you have people that are hurting and they're struggling, and a lot of people are, it's easy to influence them at those times because they don't have a lot of fight in them. They got to deal with the pain that they're going through every day, whatever that might be. This is a coordinated plan, in my humble opinion. You're witnessing it. So Japan is going to roll one out. Then you had, what was it? There was another place that was going to roll a CBDC out. I think it was in India, right? Then you have Russia going to roll out CBDC all at the same time. All at the same time. Interesting. Then you had the UK. UK was talking about some things as well recently, weren't they? The digital pound, they were talking about that, right? All at the same time. Wait a minute. I thought that none of them were on the same page. I thought that some of these places don't even like each other, allegedly. But they're all doing things at the same time. It's all a show, folks. They know what's coming. They want to be the only ones who benefit from this. What can you do? So Cointelegraph.com, this article is titled Russia to roll out CBDC pilot with the real consumers in April. Russia's central bank is preparing to launch the first consumer pilot for the digital ruble in collaboration with 13 local banks. Listen, the BRICS nations are about to change the world forever. Forever. The West is in a desperation mode. I read an article the other day saying how the West wants to bring China back over to their side. And I thought it was so delusional what I was reading. How could you possibly bring China back over to your side if you're giving them a hard time? First of all, that whole Taiwan situation, very touchy. That's number one. Number two, you pulled out a lot of scientists from China that they needed. You made them come back home, gave them an ultimatum. And that really hurt China. It hurt them bad. They haven't forgotten about that. I think the West forgets that sometimes people may want vengeance or revenge. They know you wronged them. They're going to wrong you. But anyway, the BRICS nation is going to change the world forever. If they start, like I said, they have so many countries trying to sign up, and they've been dumping dollars. They're going to continue to dump dollars. So many countries as well as businesses now don't want to use the dollar anymore. What does that do to the power of the dollar? You got to ask yourself that. The world is about to change. The world as you know it will end at some point. As you know it. It will be something completely different. You even have Binance saying, hey, we shouldn't have stable coins that are one-to-one backed with the US dollar. No, we shouldn't do that. Look how the US is treating everybody. They said we should have stable coins backed by gold because gold is universal. And you know what? It makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. Let's scroll down, read a little bit out of this article here. The Bank of Russia is preparing to roll out the first consumer pilot for the nation's central bank digital currency on April 1st, 2023. Russia's central bank is set to soon debut the first real-world digital ruble transactions involving 13 local banks and several merchants. The first deputy governor, Olga, the official noted that the upcoming CBDC pilot, sorry, I couldn't pronounce that last name. It's very long. The official noted that the upcoming CBDC pilot will involve real operations and real consumers in Russia, but will be limited to a certain number of transactions and customers, the local news agency TASS reported. Hey, I don't know if I mentioned this at the beginning of the video, but if you could please click that like button, I would greatly appreciate it. It keeps the channel alive. Yes, it does promote the video, but if the video is not promoted, then the channel does not do well. I humbly ask, click the like button. It doesn't take a whole lot. And if you do, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I humbly appreciate it. All right. Now, it says, quote, we plan to launch the digital ruble project on April the 1st with transactions involving individual transfers as well as payments in trade and service enterprises. This person added that the banks participating in the pilot have technically confirmed their readiness to start testing the digital ruble. The deputy, I'm going to take a controversial stance. I believe that once things calm down, they're already predicting that by the end of the year, there will be negotiations to bring that conflict over there to an end. This is what they're saying. I don't know if it's true. We'll see if it actually occurs. But once everything calms down, I believe Stellar is going to be over there as well. I think so. Anybody could build on Stellar. They can't stop anyone from using it. It's completely decentralized. Anyone can issue assets on it. You get full control of the assets. I think Stellar is going to be deep over there. I really do. In the future, of course, not immediately, in the future. but I'll take immediacy if it does indeed happen. It's good. This is going to be an interesting time period once the world calms down a little bit. Everything has its heights and then it has its drops, right? Rises and falls. So we're going to leave that there. Okay, let's go to another article here. XRP and ADA liquidity. This is from coinedition.com. XRP and ADA liquidity will go to new projects, claims analyst. Let's read this little tidbit here. The Twitter crypto analyst Lee Drogan tweeted yesterday regarding the liquidity tied up in the market caps of Cardano and Ripple. In the tweet, the influencer stated that, quote, there's still $20 billion and $14 billion of completely, utterly useless market cap. Is that so? It's useless because you said so. All right. Market cap tied up in XRP and ADA respectively in the top 5 coins. According to the Twitter user, this liquidity will flow into projects that, quote, actually work and matter in the next bull cycle. Okay, so be it. So be it. If that happens, so be it. Okay, those people want to leave XRP and ADA, 2 projects that have explosive futures, so be it. Then that's on them. Some of us aren't going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. There's no way I'm taking any type of capital out of XRP. Are you? Like a person, listen, I'm trying not to say certain things. That's not going to happen. Both ADA and XRP are explosive projects. They have brilliant futures. They're long holes. It's not utterly useless capital. It's sitting there because the people know what's coming. Explosions, the likes of which most people that are not visionaries cannot see coming because of the catalyst. XRP, skies can't be the limit. And ADA, sky's the limit. Both of them are just explosive. I don't know how else to put it. Look at their partnerships. Look at their technology. Look at where they are. Look at who they do business with. Look at the minds behind them. Why would anybody play with that kind of project? Then when they skyrocket in price, the same thing that happened in the stock market many times will happen in crypto. People will say, I wish I would have kept some XRP. I wish I would have kept my money in ADA. Chasing that quick money. People are impatient. They have these eyes. Everything catches their eye. They're looking around. There's no commitment, not a lot of commitment in a lot of people. And so they lose out a lot. It's not just in crypto. This happens in crypto. This happens in stock. People have a wandering eye. That's what I was looking for. A wandering eye. It betrays them every single time. It happens in crypto, stock market, even relationships. The people can have the best partner on the planet. Great looks, intelligence. Be with them a couple months, couple years. Then they get bored. Their eyes start wandering, thinking somebody else is better. It's a mental thing. The people just don't have long attention spans. That's okay because the winners do. The people that want peace do. They have self-discipline. The people that win have discipline. Most of the people that win, you're going to find they worked hard. They work harder than anybody. They have a mentality where they're competitive, but they're mostly competitive with themselves. They want to be better than they were yesterday. So they're always working hard. And they commit to something. They stick to the vision and the plan. Those with wandering eyes don't tend to do that. So if that's going to occur, so be it. It's better. That negates volatility from ADA and XRP, 2 wonderful projects. And I don't agree with everything that Charles Hoskinson says, but one thing I do know is Charles Hoskinson is a brilliant individual. His opinions are his own, but his project is solid and powerful. Just like XRP. ADA is one of the best utility coins on the planet. I don't understand that. So, hey, let the impatient do what they do. And the patient, as usual, will win the day. So that's what I think about that. That's just crazy to me. It sounds like that person wants that capital to flow out of those things and into something else. I've seen it. They want people out, is what I'm saying. They want people out of utility coins. Why? Listen, let me tell you something. The companies are paying a lot of money to people, and people are desperate for money. They're going to take the capital. Companies are paying a lot of money to people to do this and that behind the scenes, to get you out of there, write negativity, to speak negativity, to leave comments and things like that, to get you out, mess with your mind if they can, so that later they can come in once again. They will come in, they will scoop up everything, and they will be the ones who win the most. just like they do in everything else. While the regular people leave, the regular people are easily led, the regular people are easily shaken, they will come in and they will make all the money as usual. We covered an individual, I'll leave them unnamed, a prominent individual who was tearing Bitcoin down, just destroying Bitcoin in the news, only to find out later he told on himself. They did an interview last year and that person said, he said, oh, I bought Bitcoin in this particular year, which was before he started saying it was trash. So while he was saying it trash, he was literally accumulating Bitcoin. While he was telling everybody else to sell, he was accumulating Bitcoin and then rode the wave up when Bitcoin had its massive explosion in the last true bull run. It was a setup from the beginning. He told on himself. This is what they all do. Get you out of there. Meanwhile, they're accumulating little by little. And they don't have to do it all in one account either. No, they got a company here, proxy company here, proxy company there, little by little, all of these little accounts. But together it's a great amount. All the while telling you, oh, it's trash, it's horrible, get out of there now, sell now. And then they win later. Hey, people do what they want to do. Nothing I can do about that. I'm just what I'm seeing. All right, so now let's go here. So we have a little bit of Stellar news. Stellar is doing great things and they continue to be strong. They continue to do well. So this is a tweet from Caroline Young. Many individuals continue to push FundBank forward. Tweet reads as such. One of the coolest implementations of real world use cases I've seen, hashtag built on Stellar yet. Empowering mobile first cash-based economies. FundBank One offers an on-ramp to prepaid airtime in USD coin on Stellar, which obviously I believe that that's going to expand to having a stable coin that's backed by gold. I think that that's the most wise thing to do. A lot of countries are not going to want to use dollars in the future. They're just not. The world is ready for a change, and you can see them. They're talking about it already. They've been talking about it. However, this is just a beginning. This is where they're starting out. This is a great offering here. FundBank, remember, they have a lot of this is going on in Africa, right? Obviously, Stellar is very strong in Africa, right? You're going to have a lot of value coming out of Africa. Gold, silver, you have lithium for the batteries and such. Traceability is possible there. And Stellar is deep in a lot of regions in Africa. And I think they're going to benefit greatly. This is also great for the people on the ground. They can move money around. They can move capital around. They don't need the banks. All right. They have the option, but they don't need the banks. I like that. I like that. Let them have their freedom. And may Africa continue to thrive, and may everyone around the world continue to thrive and do well. Right. So this is very good. I like to see these things continue to be promoted because the people won't know unless you tell them. And right now, Twitter is huge, right? It's like the main news source. Heck, sometimes information is only released on Twitter. That's why everybody has to go to tweets now. Some information doesn't make it to articles, doesn't make it to PDFs. They release it right on Twitter, right? So I like this. I hope to see more of it. Now, another tweet from Stellar. Of course, they're doing their rounds, going to a lot of different panels. It says here, just from stellar.org, buckle up. D. Mazieres is set to speak at Interop Summit during Build Week, bringing his expertise and passion for blockchain innovation to stage. This is another opportunity to speak to people that might be in the audience that are business owners that may want to utilize Stellar. This is a great opportunity to bring in more partnerships. You know, people may reach out to them for meetings. Big opportunities here, and this is why a lot of these blockchain companies do such, obviously, right? And you get to inform them a little bit. It's like it's formal, but it's really informal because you can't go as deep as you can into the information as to why Stellar is powerful. As deep here as you could in a private meeting, a private setting. You could actually take them in, play with things on the projector screen and show them like how easy it is to issue assets. That's when you're ready to close deals, you're giving them examples of such, how easy it is to use the digital sandbox that they were just promoting the other day. Great thing Stellar is doing, man. They have a bright future. I like everything that they're doing right now. So then let's go to another little piece of Stellar news. So Stellar is also going to be at the Paris Blockchain Week. This could be very, very powerful and potent. There are going to be a lot of powerful individuals here. ton of powerful individuals. Stellar is going to do a great job, I believe. Once again, they get to explain to the people why Stellar is the best, why they should build on Stellar. This could bring in massive partnerships. Partnerships that with regulatory clarity, I believe Stellar is sitting on a ton of announcements. I've said it before. And when those announcements come, there is going to be FOMO, and that price is going to move, because it's not just individual retail investors that are going to try to jump into Stellar. They didn't believe before, but money talks. When that money starts, when those partnerships come out, people interpret that as money. They're going to try to jump in, but it's not the retail individual. It's the small businesses and medium businesses. They're going to want to get in. If we get regulatory clarity, at any point, Stellar is going to go on a rampage in the United States, in my humble opinion. A rampage. Listen, it's so easy to use Stellar. It's disgusting. I mean, it's just, I speak in a particular way, but you know what I'm saying. It's amazing is what I'm saying. How easy it is to build on Stellar, use their smart contracts and everything. And a ton of small businesses are going to want to use Stellar. That's what I think, right? So this is a great opportunity to speak to them and show them why. And they're not the only ones going to be at Paris Blockchain Week. Apparently here, I scroll down, you have Algorand is here. Ripple is going to be there. Holy smokes, their new financial system is out in force. Stellar's going to be there, and they got their powerhouses out. Danelle Dixon, Silvio McCauley. Ripple has their heavy hitter there. Look at these people. Are you seeing what's happening? Circle has their power man there. Look at this. This is what I want to see. We're going to win. We've been winning. You know, this is looking at people from the NASDAQ are there. Look at the powers that's coming together. I mean, just one powerful entity after another. Excel partners. And they have another person representing a Stellar Development Foundation. Weller is here. I mean, this is going to be a huge, huge event. So I'm happy that Stellar is going there, and I believe they're going to dominate like they usually do, go do a good job. And obviously my interest, I want them to just do well, just outright. Like they're doing good for a lot of good for the people on the ground in the world. But at the same time, I want that price to move. So this is going to bring partnerships in also. So that's also great, right? Possibly bring partnerships in. So now let's go to another article here. I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you. Appreciate that. Having understanding. Now, and showing me love. Listen, that love that you show me means a lot more than you probably imagine. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You understand? All right. Now, Bank of America says hard landing to hit stocks in the second half. Let's scroll down, see what they're talking about. The delayed arrival of a U.S. recession will weigh on stocks in the second half of the year, according to the Bank of America Corporation strategist. This is there you go. They're telling the people are not going to listen. I guarantee you they're not. This is what's been happening. I've had so many people tell me that this is not going to occur. There's no recession, no depression, no deceleration. They don't believe. It's unbelievable. Hey, what can you do? It says, strategists who say a resilient economy thus far means interest rates will still stay higher for longer. A team led by Michael Hartnett is among those predicting a scenario known as no landing, quote, no landing, in the first half of the year, where economic growth will stay robust and central banks will likely remain hawkish for longer. If they keep those interest rates up, more people are going to lose their jobs. Thousands of people have been getting laid off. And now companies are in for a second, third, fourth round of layoffs. More small businesses will suffer. People better get ready. It says that will probably be followed by a hard, quote, hard landing in the latter part of 2023. Wall Street games out a no landing in era of stock turbulence. By the way, listen, I've shown so many different articles and documents in these videos, but anytime, please look up what I'm saying for yourself and see with your own eyes. You don't have to just take what I'm saying. I encourage you to question everything that I say and everyone says. Look it up for yourself. See it for yourself. Seeing is believing. Look it up for yourself. Do your own research. Okay? So you will know. You didn't just hear it. You saw it with your own eyes. That's important. All right, so I encourage that. Earlier this week, Bank of America's Global Fund Manager survey showed most investors aren't convinced the equity rally of 2023 will last. Doubts have been fueled in recent days by hawkish commentary from Federal Reserve officials and U.S. producer prices and inflation reports that pointed to continued upward pressure. U.S. equities slumped and bond yields advanced on Thursday. Recent economic indicators showed that the Fed's mission to bring down inflation is very much unaccomplished. Hartnett wrote he expects the S&P 500 to slump to 3,800 points by March 8th, a decline of more than 7% from Thursday's close, after the benchmark failed to break through a ceiling of 4,200 points. Let's continue on here, okay? So now, here we go. More happenings in the crypto sphere. This is from Ethereum, EthereumWorldNews.com, and it's titled Binance Mulls Shuttering Relationship with US-based businesses. Let me tell you something. It's not just Binance thinking about that, going to greener pastures. A lot of businesses who are tangling with regulators in the US are thinking about leaving the US. What kind of impact is that going to have if a lot of the innovative and powerful businesses were to go elsewhere and the other countries are calling them? They're saying, hey, we're going to be a crypto hub. We're going to be a fintech hub. Hey, come here. We're better with regulations. We're going to help you get regulated. We're going to help you thrive and make money. That's very tempting to businesses that are struggling and they have the capital to actually leave. But let's read this little tidbit here. Binance Holding Ltd is reassessing its position in the U.S. and could cut ties with its partner firms in the jurisdiction amid mounting regulatory pressure from the SEC and other financial watchdogs, Bloomberg reported on Friday. Crypto's largest exchange faces probes from the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, the Internal Revenue Service, the Department of Justice, and the Securities Exchange Commission. My goodness, what is going on? I can see why they feel the way that they do. The company could also wind down its relations with US located businesses like banks and the venture capitalist firms. This is an energy that people need to watch. Just watch closely. If you start to see a whole lot of powerful businesses leaving the US to go to greener pastures and other places, one would be wise to take precautionary measures. It says previously the crypto juggernaut halted US dollar bank transfers after issues with its local banking partner arose. All right, so that we know. All right, so now let's move on to another article here. Let's talk a little bit about Bitcoin. A lot of my people hold Bitcoin. It says here, the article is from coinedition.com and it's titled Bitcoin may head toward $56,000 after consolidation. Bitcoin established a yearly high price last Thursday when it rose to $25,270. The latest rally reflects a surge of 18.25% from the local low of $21,376, set after an initial rally in January 2023. At $25,270, Bitcoin reached its highest price in the past 8 months. In a market rally that took many by surprise, Bitcoin added $1,820 in a single day. Good job, Bitcoin. Making it the biggest green day since September 9th, 2022, when Bitcoin gained $2,047. I've said it since the beginning of this channel. I do believe Bitcoin has a bright future. You know, it's going to have its tough times. They have taken precautionary measures, to green Bitcoin up a little bit, make it easier, ease gas fees. They have done a lot in that ecosystem. All right, in the Bitcoin ecosystem to make it better. And because of that, Bitcoin's future is looking brighter, in my humble opinion. It's going to do well over the next few years. That and a lot of the big money has a taste for Bitcoin. They're always going to come back to get more. But they may say, hey, no, we're out of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is bad, so they can shake the people out. Price goes down, they can buy at a low. Then when that price goes up, the people will come back. That's just the way that it always goes, man. So it's a simple trick that they always use, right? It says from a technical perspective, the Bitcoin surge comes a few days after Bitcoin hits the weekly death cross. This occurs when a short-term moving average, usually the 50-day MA, crosses below its long-term moving average. Okay, that we all know. I'm going to leave the technical analysis there in case you want to read that yourself and send them some traffic over here at coinedition.com. You can read the rest of the article there, right on their front page. So let's see if we have any more articles here. All right. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, let's get to the money.